team. Cowboys. And who I'm rolling with, huh?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's go ahead and get into who it, shall we? Merry Christmas to all the Cowboy fans out there. So, man, basically, I wanted to bring y'all some content, but this holiday season, which we call busy season, I work 2 jobs, okay, in addition to making content, right? So I go from working 55 hours, which is a normal work week for me, to working 70 hours. Okay. 70 hours a week, 6 days a week. Okay. So, and I knew there was a possibility it would catch up with me, and it did. Because I woke up one Sunday morning. Sunday evening, I should say. I woke up and I began to feel a cold coming on. And as the day went on, it got worse and worse and worse. Okay, so much so to the point that I had to go home from my job as a crisis counselor. Okay. I work at FedEx Ground at my first job. Okay. FedEx Ground is the job that has the increased hours. So yeah, but my job as a crisis counselor remained the same. Hours remained the same, but had to go home, had to miss work Monday. And then I felt good enough to go back in on Tuesday. So I've been exhausted, tired, sick. And last week I was just a wreck. I was just a wreck. So yeah, I took some more time. And by Sunday I felt pretty good again. Okay. But enough of that. Okay. Bad news is it's not over. Good news is this is the last week of busy season hours, okay? So I go back to working 5 days after this week. I work 5 days this week because we have Christmas off, but yeah, man, I'm just glad it's almost over. Now, a few words about the season this year. I feel that 95% of the season was carried by the offense. Okay. 95% of the season was carried by Dak Prescott in the offense. It was carried by Dak, CD, GP, Javante. Okay. I think it was those 4 guys who really carried the offense, including the offensive line. Okay. The offense carried 95% of the load this season. Okay. As a result, Javante, 1,000-yard rusher. GP, 1,000-yard receiver. CD, 1,000-yard receiver. Dak Prescott, 4,000 yards passing. Probably might win comeback player of the year, offensive player of the year. Okay. Before I gotta get some water. Hold on. Ooh, Lord have mercy. That's better. Anyway, so yeah, 95% of the offense, or 95% of the season, has been carried by the offense, while 5% was carried by the defense. Okay, Um, I can say it without getting into my emotions. The defense was not good this year. The defense was not good this year. According to everything that I've heard and read, there were communication problems on the field. Um, and Matt Eberflus has to go. Yes, Matt Eberflus has to go. I believe that, okay? Matt Eberflus has to go. The offense carried about 95% of the load this year. And when you're relying on your offense 95% and your defense 5%, that's how you end up with a 6-8 record. That's how you end up with a 6-8 record. Because Dak, CD, GP, Javante, they can only do so much. The offensive line, that group, they can only do so much. They can only do so much. Special teams performed decent, have performed decent. We blocked a couple punts this year. Rest in peace, Marshawn. Yeah, defense. Yeah, 95% was carried by the offense. Okay, and I forgot special teams. Okay, I forgot special teams. So I would say 90% of the offense, 90% of the load was carried by the offense. 5% special teams, 5% defense. Okay, but yeah, those guys on the offense, they can only do so much. They can only carry so much of the load. And I think we were going to have to win by shootouts every week. And some weeks you're just not going to have it. Some weeks you're just not going to have it. All right? And yeah. And we didn't have it against the Chargers. We had it in the first half, but as far as the second half, but yeah, I'm ready to see Matt Eberflus go. We do have two games left. I won't be watching the game on Christmas, mainly because I've canceled Netflix. Okay, because of other stuff that they do. So yeah, I think it's an opportunity for us to finish the season strong and make some defensive changes. Okay, offensively, we're good. Offensively, make no changes there. We're good offensively, except maybe a change on the O line. But offensively, we're set. Defensively, we're not. Okay, and I think we're going to go all defense, mostly defense in this upcoming draft. Okay, so yeah. So Bill Parker, I mentioned that the last video that Parcells, that the Cowboys were mistake prone under Bill Parcells. Okay, and he showed his disdain for how many mistakes his team was making. Okay, so I remember we played the Washington Redskins week 2 of the 2006 season. Okay, or was it week 3? Or was it week 3? Week 2 or week 3? Somewhere around there. Week 3. Yeah. And we played the Washington Redskins at home. We won the game 27-10. Okay. But after the game, Bill Parcells looked physically sick. All right. He looked physically sick. And they were talking about that on the radio, on sports talk radio the next day, right? They noticed how sick Bill Parcells looked, okay? And um, I didn't even know Otis. I didn't even know he was physically sick. I thought he was um, suffering from something, suffering from something, okay? But it was the mistakes that his team kept making that made him just sick inside. And he talked about that after the Redskins game. He said, the mistakes we make, it makes me physically sick. Okay? The mistakes we make as a team, it makes me physically sick. All right? That's how mistake prone. That's how mistake prone this team was under Bill Parcells, okay? We made so many mistakes that it made Bill Parcells physically sick, okay? So sick that he did not look well, okay? So yeah, and y'all remember what happened last week of the season, right? We played the Detroit Lions, who were 2-13 that season, okay? We played the Detroit Lions, a 2-13 team, and we lost 39-31 to a 2-13 Lions team, okay? And yeah, so people say Bill Parcells didn't come back because of Jerry Jones, okay? Who I'll get to in a minute, okay? They say Bill Parcells didn't come back because of Jerry Jones, okay? No, I really believe he didn't come back. Well, in Parcells' own words, okay? Um, YouTube, Deep Blue, okay? YouTube Dallas Cowboys Deep Blue, okay? It has documentaries on the coaches and the players who passed through Dallas, okay? And according to Bill Parcells' own words in Deep Blue, he got on the flight from Seattle heading back to Dallas. He said, another offseason, another draft, another training camp. And Bill Parcells said he just couldn't do it. Parcells said he just couldn't do it. Not only did Parcells say he couldn't do it, he also said in his own words that his energy level had diminished a little bit. Okay? So his energy level wasn't there to go through another season. Okay? And so, yeah. And I think the mistakes the team was making under Bill Parcells, okay? I think the mistakes that this team was making, what did I just say? Physically made him sick. Yeah, I think that's one of the several reasons why he left. Okay. So I saw all this too. And I was at the gym when I saw all this. And I was shocked. And I was shocked. Pleasantly shocked. Okay. When I saw all this. Jerry Jones finally gets it. Jerry Jones finally gets it. What I mean when I say that? Well, I just casually looked at my phone to see if anything interesting was going on. Okay. And I see Jerry Jones had a quote. He said, I can't remember the full quote, okay? But Jerry Jones admitted that management has played a role in the Cowboys' 30-year Super Bowl drought. And at the point where the Cowboys are today, Jerry Jones says he feels responsible for that. And I was like, what? I'm like, Jerry Jones gets it. Jerry Jones finally gets it. He finally gets it. And I bet the fans are saying, and I bet the fans who get all in their emotions, okay? Unlike me. The fans are finally like, I think he hits it now. I think he hits it now. And I was pleasantly shocked when I saw all that, okay? Because Jerry's not the type to hit something like that. Nah, not really, okay? But when I saw all that head quote, I was like, man, Jerry Jones finally gets it. He finally gets it from the fans' perspective, okay? He finally hits it. All right? And I was shocked. I was shocked, okay? Pleasantly, he's shocked that it took him a while to understand that, okay? But Jerry Jones finally hits it. And he admitted it. And I was pleasantly shocked. Okay? So I don't know if him admitting that will lead to changes on his part, but at least Jerry Jones hits it now. He gets it. All right. All right. That's it. And that's all for Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. May God bless you all. Peace.
Who?
Cowboys.
What's my blue and gray team?
Cowboys.
And who I'm rolling with, huh?
My Cowboys.
Steelers better get it right. Giants better get it right. Who?
Cowboys.
What's my blue and gray team?
Cowboys.
And who I'm rolling with, huh?
My Cowboys.
Eagles better get it right. Skins better get it right.